Hi, I'm Elaine.Bayless with Inspire Coaching, and I'd like to talk to you about my blog post for this week, which is 4 activities that you don't know you need. These are fantastic tools, and I've introduced a lot of my clients to them, and everyone really likes them. And they're the kind of activities that you may have heard about, you may not have heard about, but they're definitely things that you need in your life. They're very powerful, very profound, but they're also very simple. So the first one I want to talk about is a labyrinth. And a labyrinth is a one-way maze. There's several different patterns. They exist across cultures around the world. It's a tool that's been used by every world religion. And it's a very simple, sort of a twisty, turny, one-way maze. You walk it, it's generally circular shaped, although they do come in other shapes. And you'll walk simply twisting and turning around the circle until you get to the center. At the center, you'll take a moment to rest and reflect, and then you'll walk slowly back out. And it's very simple, but it's incredibly calming. If you live in Raleigh, there is a publicly accessible labyrinth at Millbrook Baptist Church. It's a fantastic resource. Really great. It's a walking meditation. It's a great tool for prayer. You can also download an app. I have an app on my phone called iPause, and that's like pause, like pressing the pause button, and you can actually trace it with your finger. You can get little desk ones that you can trace with a little stylus. Really, it's just an amazing experience, and I highly recommend you check one out. It's a great way to meditate. It's a great way to pray. It's just a fantastic tool. What's number 2? Number 2, you need a faith community. And this may sound a little old-fashioned or strange, but we all need a community of people around us who share our world belief, our worldview, and our most important beliefs. Now, I'm not saying you have to go join Grandma's church. I know a lot of people have had negative experiences in faith communities of all different stripes. So I'm not saying you have to just go back and ignore past hurts. What I am saying is, a lot of us have kind of bought into this idea that you can be a spiritual person and practice your own faith outside of any community. And most people who are truly practicing their faith in their life will tell you they need a community around them. A small group, a Bible study group. If you're not religious, I would encourage you to go to Meetup and check out meditation groups, check out volunteer groups, find a cause you're passionate about, and volunteer with that group of people to build your own faith community, in a sense. What you really need, though, you really need that community around you. You need a community of people who share your priorities and your views on the world. It's just a really important part of who we are. It helps us with setting boundaries. It helps us with determining when we receive criticism, evaluating whether that criticism is valid or not. It helps us weather the storms of life. So it's really important to get a community around you of some kind. So that's the second thing. The third thing you need is a meditation practice. There's a reason it's called a practice. It's because nobody ever masters meditation. You simply do, though. You need to take some time every day to be quiet and to be still and to reflect. And this can take many forms. There are many specifically Christian meditation tools. There are specifically Jewish meditation tools, Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim. All of the faiths have meditation tools available. Again, if you're not religious, there's a lot of meditation out there that you can engage in that is not directly tied to a faith. You can read a sacred text and meditate on it. You can. The Labyrinth is actually a type of walking meditation. You can simply take 5 minutes at the end of each day to just sit and be still and just breathe. Just breathe. Nice, deep, easy breathing. It will transform your life to take just 5 minutes a day to be still and to do nothing but to reflect. Prayer is a great way to segue into meditation. You start out with your prayer, however you pray, verbal, out loud, written, and then at the end of your prayer time, just take a few minutes to just sit and be quiet and listen. Meditation is just a fantastic practice, and I highly encourage you to do some research, find out how you can incorporate that into your daily activities. And number 4, finally, what you need. You need a life coach. That's me. And I speak in jest partly, but I am serious in that you do need a mentor. Everyone needs a person in their life who can lovingly but clearly point out their blind spots, give them advice, build them up, encourage them when they're feeling down. That's what a life coach is all about. I work with a wide variety of women, and some of them look to the world like they have their lives completely in order, and they're incredibly successful women, but they don't give themselves credit for that. So I help them see the magnificent people that they are. Sometimes you don't need a life coach. Sometimes you can find that in your community. Again, going back to the faith community, quite often a faith community that's healthy will have multiple generations, and you can find someone who is older. Maybe there's someone in your family that you trust, that you care about, and you know that they can be objective with you and kind and loving with you. I highly encourage everyone, find a mentor. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be someone with more experience with you. I certainly have 2 or 3 other moms that I talk to who have kids who are similar ages to my own, and I just ask them for their opinions on things. And sometimes I go to a mom who has an older kid and get her advice because I want the perspective of someone who's a little more seasoned in the mothering world. So I have a variety of people I talk to, but I do also have my own personal mentor, and I have a formal arrangement. I am her client, and it is an incredibly beneficial practice for me. I consider it akin to getting my teeth cleaned every 6 months. It's something that allows me to decompress and examine sources of stress in my life, and also be aware of blind spots or things that I hadn't figured out yet. So I highly recommend that you find a mentor, a life coach, a spiritual guide, whatever you want to call it. So those are the 4 things that you need to start incorporating into your life, even if you didn't know it. Some sort of a labyrinth, a faith community, a meditation practice, and a life coach or a mentor of some kind. Thanks so much for listening. This is Elaine Bayless with Inspire Coaching.